Today is Thursday, September 16th, 2010. We're here at the Killen Park in Killen, Alabama with Linda Gist Faucett. Miss Faucett is working on genealogy right now. She's been working with the public for the last few years, helping them with their genealogy. And today she's going to talk to us a little bit about herself and a little bit about what she does and share with us some of the things that she has learned. So, Miss Faucett, if you will just tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're originally from and where you grew up.
Well, I'm from Killen, born in Florence, and lived in Killen all of my life. Worked at TVA and retired, early retirement, and left and went to New Jersey. And started working all over the country in different power and energy plants, doing contract work. Ended up in Iowa in 1992, and then working at Quad City Station over in Cordova, Illinois. And I ended up, got retired there, and so after my retirement, I picked up genealogy. Started doing a cookbook also, but I did the genealogy because that was one of my favorite things to do. Just be curious and know what happened to all these people and stuff. And wishing that I had talked to people before everybody had a chance to leave or move or got rid of pictures and stuff. But for the last 5 years, I've been pretty much just about all I've done is just work on genealogy, and I've published several books, mainly in my family line, but also for friends and some colleagues and stuff in Iowa too that I've done. So I have an extensive research facility that I work with, and it seems like it gets easier all the time, but the main thing is just that I really enjoy is meeting the people, especially the older people, and talking to them and getting all this information and pictures and stuff.
What is, if you want to get started, I've been thinking I wanted to do my genealogy for years, and I got started a few years back, and I have just a little bit done, and then I seem to have run into a brick wall. What are some tips that you could give someone like me who wants to just kind of do I know you don't want to divulge all your secrets, but if you were to talk with someone today about getting started with their genealogy, if someone came to you and said, Linda, I've been looking at doing my genealogy. What's the first thing I need to do?
Basically, what you need to do is just sit down and draw you kind of out like an outline of the people. You're starting with your great-grandparents or grandparents and just go from there. And then once you get an outline of these people, as much information as you can, then try to find somebody that's in that area there that's in your family that is still living. And go to the older people, because you'd be surprised what kind of information that they remember and how they can fill in all of these gaps. Now, I use software, Ancestry.com, because everything is out there. The military records and marriage records and immigration records, and there's just lots of information. And without that, I don't think I could have, made the book what I have made them, because that's where the information is. You have to pay for it, but it's worth it. And military records, dealing with the archives, I found lots of information about my great-grandfather that I was not aware of, that I had no idea he fought for the Union Army. And if anybody had told me, in fact, I wanted to argue about it when I found out. No, nobody in Alabama fought the Union. Well, yes, they did, because he lived in Winston County, and when Winston County seceded from Alabama, most of them went down to Corinth, so that was really a big shocker to me. But I built on that. I built on that, and it just kept building and building. But the archives had a lot of good records. Again, you have to pay for it. And I found things. I found page out of the family Bible. Never ever in thought I'd find anything like that. But my grandmother had to prove that she was married to him. And the courthouse in Franklin County had burned in the 1800s, and all the records were gone. Just so happened she wrote it in the Bible. She wrote it was in the Bible, and she had to send that to the archive department, and for her to be able to draw her $12 a month that she drew from the Confederacy for the war pension. But she had to prove that. She had to, and they sent me a copy of the page she tore out of the Bible. I would love to have the original, but they wouldn't gonna give me that. But after he came back after the war, and things was in real turmoil down there because they had fought, the North. Mm-hmm. Their house got burned. They burned them out, and she was able to save, I guess, the family Bible and maybe one picture. We have one picture of them, and supposedly the tale goes that she had sewed a pocket in her petticoat, and that's where she hid that picture. And I'm lucky enough to have a copy of it. The original is long gone, but I do have a copy of it. But it's little things that you find that really you may not think that it's that important, but those little things you can build on them. So any little thing that you get, you can just go and go and go with it. And of course, once I found out too that people, once you start talking about it and once they start remembering, it's amazing how a memory will come back to people. And they can remember this and they remember this, and then if they don't remember that, then you mention it to somebody else and somebody else does. So it's a lot of communication with people, to get information. And you'd be surprised that even now I have people calling me all the time, or even coming up now with pictures after I published the book. Guess what I found? Guess what I found? And yeah, I want it because I want to keep an update, to it. So, but that's basically is a lot of communication with your family, and especially the older people, the ones that are still there, and their memories and anything that they can come up with, just anything.